أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So we had started learning the properties of ism, and we know there are four properties of ism: status, gender, number, and type. We have already uh, finished our study of status. We have finished our study for that. Okay, so status, we know there are three types of status: Rafa, Nasab, and Jar, and then we learn how to tell the status. One thing I mentioned doing that, there is a separate set of rules for telling the status of pronouns, detached or attached, and they will be taught at a different time later. So you have to wait for that. Only thing I told you that was that the detached pronouns, they are always Rafa. For the attached, inshallah, we will discuss them later. Then we start our study of gender. Hmm? And then we said there are two types of gender. Every ism will be either masculine or feminine. And this is a concept which may be foreign to people who only know English, because in English, most of the ism, they don't have a gender. They are gender neutral. While in Arabic and some other languages like French, Urdu, and some other languages, I believe, there um, every ism has a gender. And as I mentioned, sun, shams, is feminine in Arabic, masculine in Urdu, and it doesn't have a gender. It's gender neutral in English language. So in Arabic, every ism has a gender. Then we discussed that there is a general statement that the default gender is masculine. So when you see an ism and you want to know what is its gender, you look for signs or look for signs or reasons to call it feminine. And if you don't find anything, then you call it masculine. You fall down back to the masculine, the default gender. So again, when you see an ism and you want to know what is its gender, look for signs and reasons to call it feminine. And if you don't see any, then it is a masculine. And then we learn the types of feminine, because that's all we need to learn to determine the gender. So they are real feminine, which are they are feminine because of biological reasons, and they are feminine in all languages. And there are non-real feminines. And how to know a non-real feminine? If you see a word ending with round ta, the ta marbuta, then it is most likely a feminine word. And as you see, there are some exceptions: Osamatu, Ubaidatu, or Khalifatun. So they have ta marbuta at the end, but they are still considered masculine. So there are some exceptions, but most of the time, a word ending with ta marbuta, round ta, will be feminine. Then we'll learn the second reason: names of places, proper names of places. They will be feminine. Body parts in pairs, like hand, foot, ear, eyes. The body parts which come in pairs, singular or both of them, they will be feminine. And then some words, they are feminine just because Arabs um, call them feminine, or use them as feminine in their language. It's difficult to categorize them in a way that the first three have been categorized. So I just have given you a list of those words. And fifth reason is three-letter words ending with this letter which looks like ya but will sound like alif. Like kubra, uzma, sughra, bushra. These are the four examples given here. But they again, like the first category, there are some exceptions. like Isa, Musa, and Yahya. We are still revising. And this last type or last category or last reason to call ism feminine was broken plurals. And I did not explain that because this is something you will inshallah learn when we are learning the next property of ism. So you will just have to wait a little bit, but all the broken plurals are generally treated feminine. So if you see ism and you want to determine if is it masculine or feminine, you look for reasons to call it feminine. So you see if it is a real feminine. If it is not, then you look for the any reasons to call it non-real feminine. And if you don't find any of those reasons as well, then you say the word is masculine. So this is how you process this. So I have gone, then we, practiced, we determined the gender of different word. I will not go through that. Um, and what we are going to do today is we are going to start the next property of ism. So status, we are done. Rafa, nasab, and jar. Gender, we are done. Masculine or feminine, and we learn the reasons to call feminine. And if we don't see any of those reasons, then we call that word masculine. Today we are going to learn about number. You already know actually this. You already know. Because when we learned the Muslim charts, at that time we learned the number two. I didn't mention that at that time, but you have learned that actually. So there, with respect to number, ism has three categories. There are three categories of ism with respect to number: singular, dual, and plural. We had this discussion before. Like in English, we only have two categories, singular and plural. And the plural includes dual. Dual means two. But in Arabic, singular is singular, one, but the plural is more than two. So for the two, we have to have a separate category that is called dual. So always remember, with respect to number, there are three categories of ism in Arabic language: singular, dual, and plural. And we know this already because we know the Muslim chart. The first column was for singular, second column was for dual, and the third column was for plural. And we know the Muslimun is singular and its dual is Muslimani and the plural is Muslimuna. If the singular is in nasab status and it is Musliman, if the singular is in nasab status and it is Musliman as shown here as an example, then the dual will be Muslimaini. Dual will not be Muslimani now. Because if the singular is nasab, is in nasab status, the dual has to be in nasab status as well. So the dual of Musliman will be Muslimaini and the plural of Musliman will be Muslimina. And if the singular is in jar status, like over here we have Muslimin, then the dual will be Muslimaini and the plural will be Muslimina. Okay, so singular, dual, and plural. It's very simple. We already know this, but we are going to go through anyways, just so we are good at it. So I have listed a few words, and I'm going to get some help to make duals only. We are just talking about duals at this time, not plurals. Okay, so Muslimun. What will be the dual of that? Like two Muslims. I am going to ask Abulade Badmos, if I'm saying that right.
Yes, please. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, brother, the singular is Muslimun. Can you give me its dual?
Uh, Muslimina.
That will be plural, brother.
Okay.
We we go back to the previous slide. Okay. Do you see Muslimun over here?
Yeah, Muslimuna.
Nope.
Muslimana.
Muslimuna is plural. I'm talking about dual again.
Okay, that is gonna be Muslimana.
Muslimani.
Okay, Muslimani. Okay.
Nani. Ani sound or aini sound. Dual
Muslimani.
have two sounds.
That's
Ani
it.
and
Yeah.
aini. So let me go back to the next slide. So what is the dual of Muslimun, brother?
Musli Muslimani.
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 Muslimani. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Muslimani.
So I go to Sister Aisha Salami. Sister, next word is kafirun. What's the dual?
Kafir.
Kafirani,
Kafirani. Muslimatun.
Muslim.
Muslimatani,
Okay. Jamilatan. Now be careful.
Muslimatani.
Muslimatani,
Jamilatan. This is nasab.
Muslimani.
Muslima, Muslimatani.
No, no, no. Muslimatan is done. Next word. Jamilatan.
Oh, Jamilatani,
Are you sure? This is nasab status now. Jamilatan. It's not Jamilatun.
Jamilataini,
Jamilataini. Very good. Sahibun.
Sa Sahibani.
Sahibani. We have to look after the status as well. Okay, thank you, Sister Aisha. We do a few more and then we go to the next part. Uh, we have Haider. Haider who comes with Emma with the same name, same attendant. Haider.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Haider, Kalimatun, what's the dual?
Um,
You don't know?
no.
Emma, do you know?
I think so.
Kalimatun, what's the dual?
Kalimatani.
Kalimatani. Okay. Kitabin. Now be careful. This is jar. Give me the dual.
Kitabaini.
Kitabaini. Masjidun.
Masjidani.
Masjidani. Ajrun.
Ajrani.
Jannatan.
Jannatani.
Are you sure?
I no Jannataini, sorry.
Why Jannataini?
Because it's nasab status.
Nasab status. Yeah, we have to look after the nasab, the status. So this was a short practice how to make duals. There are more examples, but we can maybe do them in a breakout room. Now we will do another exercise, inshallah. Okay. We are going to make plurals. We are done with duals now. Okay. We are done with duals. Now we are talking about plurals, more than two. More than two. So, Sayyid Usman Ahmad.
Shabazz bhai, Usman is not present today.
Okay. Ali is present?
No, they are in Pakistan right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. Didn't see the list. Okay. That's all right. Sister Mariam Zishan, inshallah.
Yes, sir. Aslam.
Give me the plurals, sister. Boy.
In English,
Yes, please.
boys,
Okay. Girl.
girls,
Keep going.
teachers, mother, mangoes, cans, monkeys.
So it's very simple. It's like grade 2 English, right? Just add an S or ES at the end. Simple task, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Keep going. Goose.
Geese.
Why not gooses?
It's
Can it
because
be
English.
gooses?
No.
No, no. So we have to deviate from the general rule.
Yes, sir.
Geese. Correct. Criterion.
Don't know, sir. What is
Okay. Criteria.
okay?
Mouse.
Mice,
Mice. Half.
halves,
F is gone, replaced by V. So very irregular.
children,
Not, yeah. Child.
children, men.
If can is cans, why man is not man's?
Because it's the English language, sir.
Yeah, it is English language. We cannot change that. We have to just follow that. Moose.
Don't know, sir.
Moose is moose.
Okay.
Singular is moose. Plural is moose. It's an animal.
Okay.
So do you see in the first time when we did the first set of words, it was very simple. S
Yes.
or ES. So generally speaking, if you just add S or ES, so there is a pattern here. Add S or ES, you get the plural. Simple as that. But then for the next one, next column for singulars, there was no pattern. Goose was geese, but moose over here, which sounds like goose, goose, moose. Goose is geese, but moose is not meese. Moose just remains moose. Singular and plural are the same, like fish, like hare. So there is no pattern here. Do you see that? There is
Yes, sir.
no pattern. So if we want to label them, we can say the first set of plurals was, let's call them regular plurals. Okay? And let's call the second set of plurals irregular plurals. Let's label them like that. We are going to do a similar exercise, but in Arabic now. Thank you, sister. I'm going to pick somebody else now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Uh, all right. Tanjeen. Tanjeen, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Muslimun, plural.
Muslimuna,
Nasiran,
Nasiran,
plural.
Nasirina,
Nasirina, very good. Kafiran,
Kafirina,
Muslimatun,
Muslimatun,
Muslimatun. Jannatun,
Jannatun,
Sajidatan,
Sajidatun,
Sajidatin.
Sajidatin, sorry,
Yeah. Abidatin,
Abidatin.
Abidatin. Is there a pattern here?
Well, the nasab remains nasab, whereas,
Yeah. The
rafa
pattern
remains
is
rafa,
it's
rafa
either,
remains rafa, and then
yeah.
nasab becomes ja.
No, what
Yeah,
I was referring to, that there is either una, ina sound
una
or
ina.
atun or atin sound. There are only four kinds here. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. So this is the pattern. Una, ina, atun or atin. Okay. But let's look at another set of words. Malakun. It means angel. Its plural is
Ma
malaikatun.
malaika.
Is there una, ina sound?
No,
Atun or atin sound?
no.
So we are deviating from the regular pattern.
That's a broken plural, is it
Yeah,
not?
yeah. We'll talk about that, inshallah. Okay, I thank you, Tanjin. I will look after the rest by myself. Masjidun is masajidu. Kalbun is kulubun. Fajirun is fajaratun. Rakiun is rukkaun. Nabiyun is ambiya'u. Ainun, ayunun. So there is no pattern here. It's all random. In the first type, you see, it was either, there are only four types. Una, ina, atun or atin, which we have already learned uh, in the Muslim chart. But when we look at the second column of singular and its plural, there is no pattern. Malaikatun, masajidu, kulubun, fajaratun, rukka'un, anbiya'u, a'yunun. So it is very similar to what we saw in the English language. There are words which follow a certain pattern, which is very common, and we call it regular plurals. And then there is a set of words who do not follow any pattern. They just very random with respect to their plurals. We call them irregular plurals. We are going to do the same thing here. So the plurals who follow a pattern, una, ina, atun, or atin. Gonna say this again. The plurals that follow the una, ina, and atun, atin ending sound pattern, we call them regular plurals. And other plurals who do not follow that pattern, who do not have una, ina, or atun or atin sound at the end, we call them irregular plurals. Okay? But we are going to differentiate. We're going to use different terms actually. The irregular plurals, we will call them in this course sound plurals. And the irregular plurals, who do not have the ending sound una, ina, or atun or atin, we will call them broken plurals. So these are the two terms I wanted to define here. Sound plurals are plurals who have one of the four ending sounds, una, ina, atun, or atin. And if you see a plural who do not have any of those four ending sounds, that is called broken plural. Okay? So if you see the masculine gender Muslim chart and the feminine gender plural chart, you see the plurals were what kind? They were sound plurals because they end with una, ina, or atun or atin sound. They are called sound plural, jama salim in Arabic. And if you see any other plural, which is a plural word but does not end with una, ina, or atun or atin, that will be called broken plural. In Arabic, it is called jama mukassar. But for this class, we are going to use the English terms. Sound plural, broken plural. Okay? So let's practice or we can go to the breakout room now actually. Let's go to the breakout room. We have 5 minutes and we can practice the type of plural to see wajhun. For example, let's do the first one and then we go to the breakout room. Brother Taimur, wajhun means face. Its plural is wujuhun. What kind of plural is that?
It's broken plural.
Why?
Because there is no una, ina, atun, atin ending.
Very good. So simple as that. Wujuhun is a plural. There is no una, ina, or atun, atin sound at the end. That is why we call it broken plural. It is not sound. Okay, let's go to the breakout room now.